Good morning all, we're back with another video and this one's a bit of a sad one. So today's the day. This probably is the last ride on the Duke 390. Yeah, I'm in the process of trading her in, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, I want to do different things and she doesn't quite do what I need her to do, so got to be traded. I found a bike that's suitable, which you'll see in an upcoming video hopefully. I'm just off down to KTM Centre in Hemel to get my dash flashed, because as you can see my mileage is not correct if you've been watching the other videos. They replaced the dash a little while ago, some months ago, and they forgot to flash it, so they just put a brand new dash in and didn't put any info in it, so it's been on, you know, can't change the rev limiter, the mileage went back to 0. Now, were I to be an unscrupulous little son of a gun, shall we say, I could have sold it as virtually brand new. It never had an MOT. I could have said I lost the service book, or even ordered a new one, because that would have showed the first service, or even waited till I got first service mileage on it and then sold it. But that's not me. I'm an honest John. Well, I'm an honest dynamo anyway. So I'm going back today to get that flashed, so that when it gets traded it's got the right information on it and all that sort of stuff. It's a horrible morning. Sun's a bit bright and low. The road is a bit icky. It's about 3 degrees at the minute. I mean, the clock on this is 11:41. It's like I'm pretty sure it's about 9:30 in the morning. But anyway, it's at least an hour out. But as you all know, all you KTM Duke owners or KTM TFT digital dash owners, they don't work anyway. Why am I selling it? Well, why am I selling it is because I want to go off-road and I can't go off-road on this. I did in the summer when it was nice and dry, bit of dirt tracking, but it was sketchy and I couldn't go very fast. And obviously you're not going to go into jumps on a 17-inch bloody cast wheels and short travel road suspension and road tyres. That's just asking for trouble. So I want to get to the off-road scene, and to get to the off-road scene I have to have an off-road bike. So I'm going enduro, trail, dual sport, man. Duro sport. Wow, put my teeth back in. Okay, so actually I've got new cheek pads in my helmet, and I've got a windjammer on, so actually it's a bit tight in here, hence me not being able to talk properly. So the Duke, I've had this Duke now since March of 2018, so just short of 2 years really. And don't get me wrong, I'm not selling this bike because I don't like it, because I do love this bike. I love you, Pumpkin, I love you. I've done so much to this bike. I've decatted it, I changed the can, I drilled out the DB killer on the stock one, I changed the mirrors, I changed the levers, I put blanking plugs into where the old mirrors were, I put some decals on it that I custom made myself because it just looked boring in the white, and everybody's got a white one and I wanted it to just look a little bit different. Tail pack, I've got front and rear ergo seats, I just put the screen on it as well. And now I've come to the time of, it's time to move on. Now also, if I want to grow the channel and things like that, then yeah, I need to look at doing different things. I can't just be riding around on the same bike doing the same stuff all the time. It's not a little kiddies 125 learner channel at the end of the day, is it? If I did, then I could show you all the different things I'm doing on my new bike, and I'm new to riding, but I'm not, so I can't. I'll be a bit of a fraud. I might still do some of those things. Yes, I've done lots of things to this bike, and I do like this bike a lot. It rides very nicely. It's comfortable, even for elongated periods of riding. I mean, I've ridden this here for 2 hours in torrential rain where I was soaked to the skin, and at no point did I think, good God, if I had a more comfortable bike this would be a much better journey. What I thought was, if it wasn't pissing down with rain and freezing cold, this would be a much better journey. But the bike itself, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with this bad boy. It's good at low speed, high speed, around the 100 pluses from track use. It does get a little bit squirrely, but it's got to. It's got skinny little tyres on it and not a lot of weight. Well, you say a lot of weight, the new bike's 104 kilos, that's not a lot of weight. And it pops and bangs so nice, this bike. Since the decat and the, well actually, I mean, it popped and banged when I drilled out the DB killer, and should I do it all again, I would just do the DB killer and I'd leave the bike alone after that. But I then decatted and I put a booster plug on it after that, and it still pops and bangs nicely, just enough. And it's a nice downshifter as well. Oh, hello mirror, nice of you to go to sleep. I only need you. This is one of the problems with buying, and I'm going to say this, okay? People, you can buy stuff on eBay, you can, it's perfectly acceptable. If you've only got a small budget and you want to try stuff out, experiment, you go ahead. Embrace that Chinesium. It's the softest known metal to man, it's even softer than lead. But you have to then appreciate that you're going to get issues at times. Like buying the Chinese Akrapovic copy on wish.com. It was super cheap. It's also super shit. You know what, like I said, it's entirely up to you. Give it a go. I bought these off of eBay. Cheap. Nearly killed me. Which is in another video you might have seen. If not, have a look. Brake lever malfunction. It was actually the mirror's fault. Stock levers. Cheap mirrors. The mirror fell over. Yeah, so the mirror fell forward, jammed between the brake lever, the front brake, and the handguard. And I couldn't pull the brake on. Doing 90 plus miles an hour, nearly killed myself and my friend. Sorry Jules, well, at least it wasn't RIP Jules, that's another story anyway. Yeah, so the mirror, yeah, so you buy them at your peril, that's all I will say. This screen, this is a Puig copy. I say Puig, P-U-I-G, some people probably say Pug, Quag, Freak Flag, whatever you want to call it. That's a Chinese knockoff anyway. You know what, it looks perfectly good to me. I don't know what a Puig one looks like though, so I can't really judge, but I do know what plastic looks like, and I do know what metal looks like, and it went together well. Feels pretty solid. I paid 15 quid second hand though, rather than buying new. It's not much more new. However, if you do buy a Puig screen new, it's 100 odd quid. Now, that's a lot of money. I planned on cutting this down, which is what I bought it, just to try and experiment with it. It wasn't because I wanted to have a screen on the front. Because personally, I think they look like arse. Good God, I've got to ride proper slow today. Cold tyres, cold bum, joints are stiff. I would go down the motorway normally, but I can't be bothered. Yeah, so that's only a cheap little screen, but I bought it second hand. As I've done with most of my things. These gloves, Oxford C1 windstoppers, second hand. Can't buy them anymore, so I wouldn't have been able to buy them new anyway. Oh, come on. Let's have these people. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to buy them new anyway. That's kind of a, what do they call it, moot point really. But even if I could try and buy them new, I wouldn't. I've got RST Track Tech gloves, Track Tech Evos. And they're not new, I bought them second hand. I've got some winter super duper gloves that I didn't buy second, I bought second hand as well. This jacket, got Icon Raiden. This is a suit, I've got trousers on too, look, trousers, jacket, second hand. Helmet brand new. I did buy a second-hand helmet originally, but this helmet's brand new. What else is brand new? My undergloves, my Oxford undergloves, they're brand new, although my fingers are still frozen. Yeah, the Oxford undergloves, they're brand new. And my pants, they were new. I've not ridden a 1000cc superbike. I can hold my hands up and say that. But I don't need to ride a 1000cc superbike to know that this bike is quick. Because I've driven very many fast cars, and I drive fast. I'm not one of those people who takes a car and pootles around anywhere. No matter what car it is, it goes as fast as it possibly can when I drive it. And it's the same with this bike. This bike is more often than not going as fast as it possibly can. Not when I'm trying to record videos and talk at the same time. Yeah, it's trying to go as fast, or I'm trying to go as fast as it will can in any given situation. It's much more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. Them's the facts. No one wants to sit on an S1000 RR doing 50 miles an hour. If you do want to do that, then you should be riding motorbikes. Motorbikes are about fun. So this is a 2017 model, 43 horsepower. No one ever really cares about the torques anyway, but it's 25-ish torque, I think, foot-pounds. I think that's that anyway. It's got 6-speed, a manual transmission, got a lever to pull. It's not electric, hybrid, anything like that. It's just good old-fashioned petrol, pop bang go. This is a single, okay? It's a single-cylinder engine, so it does have to work pretty hard. It works harder, arguably, than a twin doing the same sort of speeds, because there's only one little cylinder doing the whole all of the locomotion, whereas on a twin, a parallel, a V, whatever, or a 4 or a triple, they are sharing the load, shall we say, so they're not banging as many times. So this little piston, if it's doing 8,000 RPM, this little piston's going 8,000 times. A twin, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but a twin will alternate its bang. So one goes, the other goes, one goes, so when one's up, one's down. They're not then both doing 8,000 per minute, they're doing arguably 4,000 each. So how do I feel about this bike? Well, I do, I love this bike, I really do. And what I was saying a minute ago was, which I'm now getting back to, is if you're looking for a bike to have fun on, go get one of these. I don't know, I rode the previous model. It's a lot more, it's got many more fueling issues, so you're going to have to power commander it or booster plug it, and I bought one of these instead. And actually the second-hand 2016 I was looking at was more money than this 2017 brand new, so I bought the brand new one. Oh, roundabout coming up. Now, if it was nice and dry and my tyres were nice and warm, I would just blitz all of these, but I'm a bit nervous. And I haven't ridden for quite a while. And my body's cold. This thing will smoke most of the family cars on the road today, even from a rolling start. The only close race I've had was a Ford Fiesta ST, a new one. It was like virtually brand new. It was a 19 plate. And he had a rolling start on me. We were coming down a dual carriageway and he saw me coming, blasting everyone, but thought he'd have some as well. So he had a rolling start from 50. Now, this is where your superbike, your 1000s, even your 600s maybe, are going to give a bit more oomph. Because from that speed, they start to pick up a bit better than this does. This maxes out around about, I mean, it'll do 105 on the flat. It'll do 110 down a good hill. But you don't really want to be going over 90 on this, because you are revving the tits off it. And it doesn't sound very nice when you're revving the tits off it, which is again another reason I don't really want to be going fast on the road anymore. But still, on this bike, I still managed to catch the ST, but barely. And then he decided he was going to go very fast, and then yeah, I quit after that because I was turning right at the roundabout. But there are not many cars on the road that can out accelerate this up to 40-50 miles an hour. And how many races have you been in at the traffic lights where you've had to get up to 120 miles an hour, 150 or 170 miles an hour? I would suggest 99.9% of you, the answer is none. And the very small percentage that did, you were probably in some mega supercar, which costs 100 grand. So these things are, or an RS6 or an RS4 maybe. So it's about application. Yes, you've got the fastest bike on the road, you bought an S1000RR, you can out-drag anything going, supercar, hypercar, whatever, up to X amount of miles an hour. Well, I can out-drag most of the stuff on a daily basis, and that's all I need. I don't need 1000 cc's between my legs to do that. I can do that with 390, well 373 cc's to be honest. It just seems people get carried away with having large numbers and they don't really need it. So anyway, that's my little moan and groan over with. Okay, we're back. Dashboard has been updated. I'm not sure it's quite right though, because he reckons it was already on nearly 4,000. I'm not sure about that. I'm shouting a little bit because I've got the radio on in my ears, in my earphones. Hopefully you can't hear that. Bit of Madonna blasting out at the minute. I've opened the front vent on my helmet as well, stop me misting up so much. But I don't know if how detrimental that'll be. I'm going to go on the motorway now for all them people that say you can't use this as a commuter or a road bike or blah 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 blah. Anyway, so further to our video earlier. Turn this down a bit because Madonna's getting a bit loud there. I can't hear you. You can't hear me. Yeah, so my video earlier, it's a good job I stopped it when I did because my battery had 5% left. And sadly the GoPro, for some reason, it doesn't know to shut down. So if you're recording for 40 minutes and your battery runs out, it just dies and loses all of your footage. Bad design GoPro. Well, on the 5 it does anyway. My 5 anyway. Hero Black. Yeah. You'd think it would go, right, you've only got a couple of percent left, let's shut down now, and once it shuts down, it saves. or has enough brains to say, okay, this is a stupid idea, don't just wipe everything he's done for the last 40 minutes. Anyway, so we're heading to the M1 now, coming out of Hempstead. Dashboard's been updated. This is the last ride of the bike. It's a sad, sad day. Should play some sad music, but I didn't think ahead. I should have got an Amazon playlist for sad music. It's the last time I'll ride round this slip road. To be honest, I've only ridden on this slip road twice anyway, so this isn't a big deal. Now, you know, I'm sad that the bike's going a little bit, but onwards and upwards and all that. We as human beings, we need to be doing different things in life. You can't just do the same thing every day, can you? As much as some of you do. Oh look, my red light's not on. The red light's not on. Brilliant. Finally. Daylight running lights are on. Rev things are on. So we are joining the M1 motorway at Hempstead. Indicated 80, that's not 80 miles an hour obviously, but there it is. We're going to tap a little bit. I've got virtually no wind at all. No wind. That screen is doing a good job. All clear on the motorways. Right, let's settle into a little cruise. Can you use this to cruise down the motorway into work? Sure can. I'm doing indicated 72, so probably sub 70 miles an hour. It's got a good pull to get around this vehicle here. Nothing wrong with that. I'm going to have to turn the radio up a little bit because I can't hear Jonathan Vernon Smith. This is my one coible, I don't even know if that's a real word actually, my one coible qualm, whatever you call it, with the AGV Easy Share or Share Easy. It's not loud enough. My helmet's perfectly quiet now, I can't hear the wind or anything. And with the wind jammer it's even better. But the radio just isn't loud enough. I can still hear my exhaust. This wind jammer is so good I haven't even got earplugs in. Come on numbnuts, we haven't got all day out of the way. Yeah, so I'm travelling along 60 miles an hour. This screen is actually pretty good. Ordinarily in this position I would be buffeted by all of the air coming, the turbulent air coming off of that motor, but I've got none coming off it. Well, you've got a bike, use it. Some people watching this are going to be, that's very dangerous and very silly, young man, you shouldn't. Shut up. It's a motorbike, it fits through those gaps, it's not a car. It's a little motorbike at that, thank you. So yeah, can you use this motorbike to commute on a motorway? Yeah, sure bloody can, mate. It's not even loud with this wind jammer on. I do regret opening the front vent on my helmet though, because my lips are freezing cold, man. It pulls fine. I'm in 6th gear, 7,000 RPM, 69 on the speedo. 69, dude, on the speedo. And I shall accelerate now. Nothing wrong with that. That is plenty of power to overtake any car that you need to in traffic. I mean, if you want to be a hooligan and ride at 120 miles an hour, that's a different kettle of fish. You can't do that. But the reality is, you ain't allowed to do that anyway, unless you go to the Autobahn. There's no way you can do that. So, is this a super high-speed racing track bike? No, it's not. Is it a tight little twisty turn bike? Track bike? Yes, it is. Is it a motorway cruiser? Yeah. I mean, I'm not getting killed by the wind. I'm doing 70 miles, 73 on the speedo, which is probably about 68, I would have thought. And I'm not getting killed by the wind. The little screen's doing a good job. I can overtake everybody if I need to. Plenty of power when I wind on the throttle. And we're gone once we're past him. Now, what I did say earlier was about the skinny little tyres and a little bit, you know, at higher speed, just a little bit, not unstable, but less stable. Yeah, it's a little bit less stable than a big heavy bike, and that's because it ain't a big heavy bike. Look people, this is a motorway. Here's all the lanes. The thing is, I now have to go back out again to go around these dickheads, because they all want to sit in the middle lane. Worry about your dancing as you're going down the motorway rather than your lane discipline. No fuel? No way! No fuel fixed. The weather's picked up a little bit now, so it's a little bit warmer, even with my front mouth guard vent open.